Hi everyone, my name is Charles Redding, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a family pastor. I've worked with children for over 25 years and I have a background in counseling. So during this time of change and where everything is a little bit different, I wanted to talk with you for just a moment about how to help your child deal with change. Now, it's helpful for this situation that our country's facing right now, but it can also be when there's a change in your family, or whether you move, or your child goes to a different school, or a best friend moves. So anytime there's some big change happening in a child's life, it would be helpful to go back and think of these things that I'm about to share with you. So I'm going to use an acronym to talk about 5 areas of life, and I'm going to use the word PIES. Because I love pie, but P-I-E-S, and I'm going to add an extra S on the end. So P-I-E-S-S, PIES. The P stands for physical. So think about your child's physical needs during this time of change. Make sure they get the proper rest and proper nutrition. That will help their body have the reserves they need to deal with changes that are occurring. So that's the P for physical. The I is the intellectual. So in any time of change, children, especially the older they are, will have questions. They may be seeing news reports that they don't understand, but they can tell from the news report that it's a problem, that it's troubling. And so they will have questions. So when they ask you questions, listen carefully to their questions. It's always good to get on their level, good eye contact when you're talking with them. Listen to their question, answer their question honestly, but don't give them information that they're really not asking for. So just give them a spoonful. Just give them small bits of information. If they want more, they can ask you for more and then respond to that request, so that you're not overloading them, just like news reporters overload us with all the information that we can't take it all in. So think about children. They need small amounts of information. Keep it on their level. So that's the I for the intellectual part. E is emotional, the emotional component of our lives. Allow your child to express his or her emotions and help him to find words to label what he's feeling. When these times of change come, it may evoke emotions that they haven't experienced regularly or in a long time, and so they may have trouble identifying it. So maybe help them identify what those are. In another video shortly we're going to release, I'm going to talk more about how to deal with emotions in a healthy way with children. But for now, just remember the E, to remember to keep a check on their emotional health. Number 4, the first S in the word PIES is for social. Now, at this time in our country, when we're social distancing and we're isolating and some people are in quarantine, your child cannot have their normal social activities with their friends. For example, if they play soccer and they practice 2 or 3 times a week and have games, or if they're on a basketball team right now, or even just being in school with others, that's all off at the moment. So it's hard to have their normal social interactions with their friends. But maybe you could let them FaceTime their friends. Maybe they could do some sort of chat with them. Maybe they could text on your phone and their parents' phone. And certainly that's something you would want to monitor, but try to find ways for them to have some social interaction with some others. And then the last S, the extra S I added on, is the spiritual component. So remember to pray with your child. Pray out loud with them. Let them pray. Help them find words to talk to God about what's going on. And help them find some scriptures that will help them. I'm going to give you some in that next video that I do that are helpful with children. But the extra S for the spiritual, it kind of, if you think of it as a quilt square, there's a P square, an I square, an E square, and an S square for physical, intellectual, emotional, and social. But the last one, the spiritual, is like the binding that goes around the edges and ties it all together. Okay? The spiritual part interacts with all those parts, so we can trust God to help us with our physical needs, our intellectual needs, our emotional needs, and our social needs. So don't forget to turn to God during this time. Thanks a lot.